Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. So, yes, Turbo Overkill is in fact great. Probably the spiritual successor to Doom Eternal. Just has all the same mechanics. It's got the dash, it's really fast. It's got the double dash, it's got the double jump. Has climbing mechanics similar to Doom Eternal, has jump pads similar to Doom Eternal. Everything like that, and it's got more. It's got, with the equivalent of the pistol, it's got the equivalent of the Titanfall pistol. It has Titanfall wall running. It basically took all the coolest parts of all the best shooters of the last, let's say, 20 years, and it's added it to them. It's got these beautiful, vibrant neon levels. It's got kind of scungy Doom with the, bright neon levels, mainly being Hotline Miami and Severed Steel, stuff like that. Yeah, the game's just really good. The cityscape is similar to something like Duke Nukem. Like, it'll give you like a nostalgia hit of that at the same time. The slide with the chainsaw leg, I'm not even sure. I'm pretty sure that's just a new one. I'm not sure any game had that before this game had it, but that's just awesome. Awesome for mobility. That acts as your freeze grenade and flamethrower in Doom Eternal. It gives you health and armor if you have the perks attached. And it's not hard and stressful like something like Doom Eternal. It's actually quite fun and it's pretty easy to play. All of it just feels great to play as well. Like, for what was essentially a stealth released on PS5 indie shooter, this is right up there with like fucking Doom Eternal. It seems almost criminal that it was like stealth released in that manner. Like, I mean, sure, it's been on Steam and everything like that, but you would think they'd want even more money out of it. And for all the people that have like PlayStation 4s and PlayStation 5s that don't have access to a PC and Steam, like, it would have been, just an easy money grab to release this. All the reviews, I'm pretty sure, say pretty much the same thing as what I'm saying, but yeah, just absolutely fucking terrific game. One of the best shooters ever made, easily. And it comes on the back of the whole retro new shooter indie scene with shooters like Proteus and all that sort of thing. And it's just brilliant. It even has like hints from like pretty much every 90s shooter and sci-fi shooter and stuff like that as well. Like, the Sin is basically the villain from System Shock 2. Like, it's just terrific. Especially if you grew up with all these shooters on like PC and that sort of thing, and then witnessed both Proteus and not Nightmare Reaper, the other one, Project Warlock. Like, if you've witnessed all of them and then you get this hit after all of those, like, this is clearly the best. Like, I played all those other ones first, and they're all great. I thought they were all some of the best shooters I've ever played. Then you play this one, you realise, oh, there's levels to this thing. This one's just way better. It's insane. Like, even taking the cyborg slave amalgam enemies from like System Shock remake, System Shock 2, and making them like a fodder enemy for like a organic AI that's like growing, like cyber organic. Like, even taking an idea like that from like System Shock and System Shock 2, that's just brilliant. It just works great for a shooter. Just extremely well done. And like, all the enemies, they match anything out of Doom in terms of, horrific design. And it just works perfectly for the game. Soundtrack is obviously on point. I'm pretty sure it's the same creator as the Doom Eternal soundtrack and all the other retro shooters, Andrew Holsholt. He just does a brilliant job every time. It gets you into it. Doesn't take itself too seriously either. It's pretty goofy in its cutscenes and stuff. Like, it knows exactly what it is, doesn't take itself too seriously. Just a really fun ride, basically. Yeah. Yep. It's weird to say, like, given the graphics, but it's probably the next step of evolution after something like Doom Eternal. Just because it has more mechanics than Doom Eternal. Well, the mechanic, it probably has an equal amount of mechanics, but in terms of mobility and gameplay, like Doom Eternal didn't have a dash, but it had flamethrowers and ice grenades and shit like that. This has got, instead of those, a homing rocket arm, a chainsaw leg slide, and bullet time. All those things Doom didn't have. Well, to be fair, Doom had a hidden bullet time mechanic when you jumped and you held the scope button. One of the perks was to put bullet time on it. But apart from that, bullet time's never really been a major mechanic in a Doom game. It is in this, pretty much. And even as you can see, it still looks really good. Even with the deliberately chunky, you know, PC gaming look to it, with the textures and everything. You get rooms like this, which is just a giant false infinite room. Like, it has walls and shit in it. And it has that graphic done repeated in certain hallways, and you can break the hallways to see where the hallways actually are. And it's just absolutely brilliant. Like, the graphics are deliberately chunky to make it nostalgic from like a 90s shooter, but at the same time they're throwing shit like this in here, which is just absolutely beautiful and unique in terms of graphics. It's misleading, but it's very well done. Like, all the guns feel good too. Like, that's another thing. You got the minigun doubles as a flamethrower, you've got the shotgun, which doubles kind of as a railgun. You've got sniper rifles, you got rocket launchers. Just every gun in the game is pretty good. And then you get changes in tone from, you know, techno-futurism and all that sort of shit to cyber AI organics. And it's just a really cool touch. The platforming for the game as well is like right up there with Doom. You just have a ton of mobility options. The platforming isn't too stressful. It does the Doom thing of not insta-killing you if you pull off an impossibly high place. Kind of just fades to black, you know, takes a little bit of health off you, which is the way it should be done. Like, having to restart at a checkpoint for falling off something just feels frustrating, but this game doesn't do that. It's just really nice quality of life addition to the game. And this is like one of two recent shooters which is sort of like a futurist, you know, totalitarian dystopia type deal. The other one is Sprawl, and they've both got extremely different tones, but both are really good in their own right. Sprawl's a bit harder, it relies more on bullet time, rewards you more for accuracy, and you die really quick. In this, you're actually quite sturdy, but it doesn't matter because the tracking of the enemies to hit you does the whole Doom thing where they shoot where you are instead of where you're going to be. Unlike, say, something from, you know, the first Rage, the little zombie things that throw green shit at you from the first Rage, where they would track you and manage to hit you even if you were strafing. The enemies don't really have that here, but some of the enemies have spread shot and that sort of deal. Or splash damage. There's another enemy later on that does explosive goo splash damage. It can still hit you if you're strafing, so you've got to change it up, but you don't have to change it up too much. It's not like that stressful. Also, the enemies don't continually respawn, but there are a ton of them. so it's not the same stressful Doom mechanic as having to power down the stronger monsters in order to stop the smaller enemies respawning. It just is a fucking great relaxing shooter to play. It's not something stressful. Like Doom Eternal's great and all, but it's stressful to play because you constantly have to focus. You've got to balance like 3 or 4 systems. It winds up being sort of mentally taxing rather than like fun like this is. You know what I mean? Like it's still fun technically, but it's a lot more stressful to play. You have to be in the mood to play it. This you can just pick it up and play. it's just great. So yeah, typical shooter fare, but it does it extremely well, and it takes probably the best parts of all the shooters from the last about 20 years or so, adds them all in, and it's just great. Easily 10 out of 10 game. If you're looking for something to play on PS5 and you don't have a PC, while you're waiting for Doom the Dark Ages, definitely get into this. Yeah. And it's stealth released on PS5, which is a crime. Like, this game should be fucking front page of everywhere. And, yeah, it deserves better than a stealth release on the PSN store.
I was hoping for something with more grunt, sir. Maybe a sidecar or a rocket launcher. Well, at least it's not a penny farthing, sir. Enemies ahead. We need to get to the power plant. Between here and there are the acid pits. If we reach them, we should be able to hide in the fog.
You. well, I gotta go. Bye. Bye.